is now Mighty Bucks up the other way. A pass to Lewis out of the reach. We apologize for the connection issues there. As Van Horn's going to take that one off the side of the leg. Lapham going to go check on him. This is the guilty party. So Mighty Bucks enter the zone. Now a pass into the slot. Witt has it. Now along the near side half wall. Got around to Graham. Back to Witt, a pass in front for Lewis. Was bouncing and out of the reach, and now the other way is Lay. A back check by Graham forces that one out to the corner. Now pass to the slot, saved by a teammate of the Polk Checks as Lay was trying to put that one in the back of the net. Now up the other way, the Mighty Bucks a shot, and that one saved by Faluda. And now a battle along the boards. Polk Checks escape the zone. Now puck to center ice. Backhand pass by Kyle Johnson, taken away by Witt. Tries to move it up. Witt was trying to turn himself the spinorama there, but had it taken away. Now Christian Boers trying to get through the neutral zone, taken away by Johnson. Johnson chips into the zone, sent back out by the Bucks. Now Lapham with Boers. Lapham a shot. Faluda saved. The rebound's loose. And Faluda going to lay down on that one and make the save with 7:01 left to go in this first period. So we'll see the face-off to the left of Faluda. Comes out to Graham, who keeps it in the zone. A shot. That one gets blocked by Albaum at the top of the faceoff dot. Now Boers tries to wind up, and that one's cleared out almost by the Polk Checks, but kept in by Walters. Now cleared out of the zone. Downtown Dion Brown with it. He turns it over in the neutral zone. Boers driving downhill, tries to get a backhand pass away. Faluda Polk Checks that one out to the far corner. As now Albaum gets a stick on that one, negates the icing. Now sent back around the boards to Boers. Boers chips it up the half wall. And now Walters with it. Shoots it in on Faluda, is going to slow it down. Puts it out to the corner, sent around the board. Now Albaum passes it to Dion Brown along the half wall. He takes a shot trying to get the redirect, was Albaum. Now sent back to Dion Brown and pass to the slot. Some good passing by the Polk Checks. Mighty Bucks break that one up and is going to escape the zone. Backhand in. And now sent up to Lewis. Lewis takes a shot. That one wide of the net. Walters far side half wall. Now slowed down by the Polk Checks. Back behind Faluda. Backhand almost taken away by Walters. The stick of Walters slowed it down for Graham, who takes a shot. That one wide. Mighty Bucks doing a good job on the forecheck, but finally the Polk Checks able to get it out and send it across ice to Kyle Johnson. Johnson's going to slow things down. Now it's tied up in front of the Mighty Bucks bench, and it's going to get flipped out to just below us here at neutral ice. Now taken away by Craig. Craig able to get it over to Johnson. Johnson stick checked. Now Gordon and Lewis. So no score as we approach 8 minutes into this one. 4:30 left in the first period. Both teams have had good opportunities. Mighty Bucks have had a majority of them, haven't been able to take advantage, but it's only a while before the dam breaks. As now Boers drives it back behind the net, pass out to the slot. Lapham gets it over to Lewis at the blue line. Lewis just shovels that one towards the net. And now flipped out by the Polk Checks. Witt gets a stick on it, but now a breakaway. A 2-on-0. A pass, a shot, and Scotty makes the save.
I really thought that was going in, Gavin.
I thought we were going to see the pass there, and now we see the pass with that one out of the reach of Johnson. I like the mentality to take the shot. You never know. But Scotty doing a good job standing tall, and Witt able to get a stick on it and clear it out of the danger area as it goes to the far half wall. Now Johnson has it. Polk Checks putting on some pressure. It's Lewis. It's going to collide with Johnson. Johnson's going to fall down. No penalty. And now the Polk Checks with some speed driving in. The Mighty Bucks, and a save by Faluda on a 0-on-1 opportunity, and getting a little stick tap there is respect for that save.
Two great opportunities on both sides. I think we have an exciting game for us tonight.
And so far, defense seems to be the focus for both teams. We've seen really low-scoring games in this C division, so maybe seeing some more of that. Mighty Bucks coming off a 3-1 win versus the Trash Pandas, while the Polk Checks a 1-1 tie with the Trash Pandas in their only game of the year. So looking to get their first win of the season, while the Mighty Bucks looking to keep the win streak going, improved to 2-1 after suffered a loss to the Slugs earlier this season. As a backhand try in towards Scotty, it goes wide, bounces off of a body. Downtown Dion Brown out to the blue line. Now along the near side half wall, down to Brown in the corner. Boers is going to cut that one off, come away with it as Brown was trying to wrap it around. Boers up the board.
Try and say that 3 times.
And now Walter a shot. Absolutely, as Boers is up the board. Say that 3 times fast, like Lena said. That's a tough one. As Lapham back for it, tries to backhand pass it towards the net, gets it off the post, and it bounced in front, and Faluda had to get a stick on it. So that was dangerous. Sat in front for just a second. And now that one rolls in on Scotty, who's going to get a cover. So 151 left to go as we're going to get a face-off to the right of Scotty. Caleb Van Horn, our official, getting ready to drop the puck in this one. Albom in there to take the draw. Polk Checks win it. Craig a shot. That one gets blocked. Now up the other way. The Bucks, a shot, and Faluda a save. It's still loose in front. Comes out again, and Faluda a save. Desperation. Puck is still loose, and now the Polk Check's going to come away with it. It's Craig. Flips it out to center ice. Onto the stick of a teammate.
Those were some impressive saves.
Faluda having to stand on his head on that rush there as the Mighty Bucks continuing to put the pressure on, as now Faluda's going to stick that one aside as Lewis was crashing down into the slot, almost into the blue paint. Now that one's going to roll off the side of the net, and that one chipped around the boards. Polk Checks going to clear the zone, but Graham stops it right at the red line in center ice, and he'll dump it in. Polk Checks slowing things down. Pass to Albom, who sends it up the ice. Now Johnson trying to skate into it. That one flips into the penalty box doors. And now Lewis has it knocked off of his stick by Craig. Witt comes away with it, sends it up the boards into the Polk Check zone. Lewis back in after it. Sends it down back behind the net. Polk Checks looking for a pass out of the zone. Witt's able to keep it in. No, it escapes the zone. A good diving play there by Witt, trying to keep that one in. And now the Pass up the ice to Lewis. Lewis is going to cut in. Witte will stay on side. Lewis a shot. Faluda the save. Polk Checks come away with it. Flip it out of the zone. Albaum now with it. Near boards at neutral ice. Sends it in. Graham back for it. We'll just ring it around the boards. And that will do it for the first period. Mighty Bucks having a majority of the opportunities in this first period. Polk Checks have to find a way to negate the pressure on the forecheck, get some clean breaks into the other zone. It's been a lot of dump and chase, but the chase part just not working out for them. So we'll take a quick minute break while both teams catch a breather, and we'll be back here on the Southern Hockey Network. As Lapham was looking to put that one in the back of the net on the rebound. And we're going to get a whistle with 9:40 left to go in the second period. And once again, we apologize for the connection issues. So face-off now to the right of Faluda. Walters tries to pass it to the slot. Now Witt's going to dump it in. Pass out to the slot, and that one rolls in on Faluda, and he'll get the cover. That one was going 5-hole, and Faluda making a big save. Puck's drop. Polk Checks come away with it in their own zone. Fenton's going to circle back with it. Now has it on the backhand. Tries to pass it up. Fans on that one. Now gets it out of the zone, but that one's got a lot on it. And Scotty's going to play it, so that's going to negate the icing. Now it almost turned over, but now cleared by the Bucks. Over the stick of Fenton. Walters and Lewis. Lewis looking for a pass to the slot, taken away by Fenton. He's now getting checked along the near side boards. Now gets a cross-ice pass. Out of the reach. Graham back for it for the Bucks. Circles back behind Scotty. As looks to move it up the ice. Gets it to Lewis. Lewis off the stick. And we're going to see a whistle for an icing. With 8:30 left to go in the second period. Face-off going to be to the right of Scotty. Both teams looking like they're still just trying to find their offensive momentum, find their legs. As that one won cleanly by the Polk Checks, but way out of the zone as that one jumped over Craig's stick. Lapham back for it. Cuts off the clear attempt by Craig. And now it's sent up the boards. Gordon sends it into the slot. Gordon now with it once again. Sent cross ice. Boers sends it to the corner, comes out to the slot for Gordon. Bounces over the stick and cleared out the other way by the Polk Checks. And now we're going to get a whistle for an icing. So face off to the left of Scotty. Now Lapham up the other way. Cross-ice pass, tries to get to Graham, taken away. Mighty Bucks keep it in. Boers gets it down to the corner. Graham's in the slot. Maybe try to get a pass away there. As now a shot, that one goes wide of the net. Got good lift on it, just not able to pick the top right corner. So it went way wide as now Lapham sends it over towards the bench, and no one was there for that. As now Witt driving in, 2-on-2 with Gordon. Gets it across to Gordon, out of the reach of his stick. Bounces off the wall, comes back to Gordon. Gordon gets it out to the slot. It's in front for Witt. Witt a shot. Faluda save, rebound still loose, and Faluda gonna get the cover. With 6:51 left to go, and Faluda making some big saves. He's given up a couple of rebound opportunities, but so far hasn't hurt this Polk Check team, but it's only a matter of time before the Mighty Bucks find a way to get a rebound to go in. Van Horn telling the wingers to back up. That's Lewis and Keegan Lay over there. Now send up the boards. Deion Brown gets it out of the zone. Now Witt back for it. Witt tries to get the pass up ice, but taken away. And now downtown Deion Brown is able to skate into it, and he shoots and he scores! I've been waiting a long time to say this. They say you can't stop him, you got to find a way to contain him. And downtown Deion Brown breaks the drought and gives the Polk Checks a 1-0 lead with 6:24 left to go in the second period. And he motions over to pump the crowd up in the booth. It's now Van Horn looking back and talking it over with Deion Brown. So there's your downtown Deion Brown goal. Check that off your bingo card. Is now into the corner for Walters. Surprised we didn't see maybe him go for a Michigan back behind the net on the goal, but some between the legs action. As now two Mighty Bucks collide into each other on the back end of the play, and Deion Brown sends it to Albaum. Keeps the foot onside. And now out to Brown. It's in his skates. Not able to find it. Now Trey Walters trying to take it up the other way. He's going to send it in to the zone. Chase after it. He's going to win the race. Has Lewis in the slot. Gets the pass away. Bounces off of a skate. Lewis was able to grab it with the glove. Put it down at his feet. A shot there by Walters, and Faluda gets over and makes the save. That was one of the better shots in this game for the Bucks. As mentioned, they've had a number of rebound opportunities, but that was a good shot from a high danger area. But Faluda making the adjustment, making the save. He's now up the other way, Ryan Fenton. Fenton, a backhand pass, tried to get to Albaum. Taken away by Graham. Fenton now with it, dumps it down low. Albaum back behind Scotty. Albaum on the backhand. Turns, gets it to the forehand, sends it around the boards. Fenton keeps it in. Now Fenton down low. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson to Albaum. Albaum trying to go sharp angle. Jamming away at it, and Scotty's going to get the cover as Albaum looking for a lot of loose change. A lot of late stick taps there as Scotty covered it up, and don't see too many jam attempts like that, and see if Scotty's a little upset or takes exception to that one. Polk Checks up 1 with 4:41 left to go in the second period, and they win that draw there. Some excellent work in the face-off circle by this Polk Checks team. Is now chipped up by the Polk Checks. A pass to the slot. That one off the stick of Lewis, and he'll clear it out. Now the Mighty Bucks trying to move it up the other way. Bounces high up in the air. Gordon backhands that one in. Gets it to Boers. Boers driving downhill. A shot. Faluda save, and he'll get a cover. Looked like it sprung loose for a second, and Boers was still looking for it. But Faluda once again making a good desperation save. Faluda being the difference maker in this one is stopped a number of Mighty Bucks goals. This could be a 4-5-0 game, 5-1 game if Faluda hasn't been covering these rebounds, but has been saving the Polk Checks time and time again from this strong rush by the Mighty Bucks.
I'm convinced it's that bright yellow. If I was shooting towards that goal, I'd get a little blinded too.
Maybe seeing a deer in a headlight look. If you want your, there's where I could use the rim shot sound effect, but
of course our soundboard is not liking us.
Skate off the stick. We apologize for the connection issues as we have 1:02 remaining in the second period. There are been some connection issues with the Wi-Fi, so we apologize and we thank you for tuning in and joining us here on a Tuesday night. As puck's dropped, Polk Checks still holding a 1-goal lead. As now the Bucks take a shot, that one goes wide. Looks like maybe off the pad of Faluda, trying to get a backhand pass to the slot. Now Boers. Lewis sends it around the boards. Taken away by the Polk Checks. Sent up, kept in by Boers, who chips it towards the half wall, but nobody there for the Bucks. So now the other way, the Polk Checks. Driving in through the slot. Forced out to that left face-off dot. Taken away by Boers. Now Boers is going to skate into it, has some speed, catches it off the boards. Driving downhill, shoots, Faluda gets the glove on it, it's still loose. Another shot, trying to backhand it towards the net. Faluda without a stick, and what effort by Nick Faluda, making a number of big saves and lost the stick in the process.
He really put his all into all of those saves. It was amazing to watch.
High effort by the Polk Checks goaltender, and that's what continues to keep this lead for the Polk Checks. One mistake proved costly for the Mighty Bucks as we are under the 10-second mark in the second period. Now some pushing and shoving along the near side half wall. That's dumped behind the net, and that will do it for the second period. So Polk Checks get one in this period. They take the lead off the goal by downtown Dion Brown, and that's been the difference maker along with Nick Faluda with a strong presence between the pipes as both goalies will switch sides, and we'll get set for the final 12 minutes when we come back after a short break here on the Southern Hockey Network. And we're back for the third period here on the Southern Hockey Network. The Mighty Bucks have had good opportunities, but haven't been able to find pay dirt as they trail by one, and that's thanks to the stellar goaltending of Nick Faluda as well as downtown Dion Brown tallying the only goal of the game as that one sent cross ice by Lapham. escapes the zone. Boers sends it back in, but Mighty Bucks offsides. Now up the other way for Albom, but looks like they're saying he tipped it. As that pass I thought was out of the reach and should have been an icing, but officials are wearing the stripes. I'm wearing the headset. They make the rules. As now Boers challenging Dion Brown. It's going to come out to the point. A good touch pass to Fenton, who just wasn't able to handle it. Back to the point. A shot from the blue line gets redirected and almost maybe tapped in by a Buck, and Scotty able to make a redirection save. You got to be careful with the stick when a puck's bouncing like that. As now Lapham trying to drive in. He takes a shot, goes top left corner, and Faluda gets a shoulder on it. Tried to pass it to the slot for Lewis. Now Graham skating into it. He's going to try to send it around the boards, but can't. But Walters comes away with it. Faluda kicks that one aside, near side half wall. Now back into the corner. Chipped up by Fenton. But a shot there by Lapham as it came to him along that red line. And now trying to turn and find it are the Bucks. Now sent out of the zone over the stick of Boers. That one's going to roll in on Scotty, who's going to slow it down. But Albom skating into it. And a good stick lift by Alec Graham, but it's still in the slot. And Graham able to recover after almost losing his balance. And now Johnson, another stick by Graham. Albom trying to get around Boers, and it came to Graham. Now Graham got it to Boers. Stick by Craig, gets in the lane. Good poke check there, but Bucks up the other way. Graham driving downhill. He takes a shot. Faluda, a save, and he'll lay down and cover that one up. As he's done so many times in this game, saving the Polk checks and keeping this 1-goal lead alive with 9:53 left to go. Now Mighty Bucks trying to get back into this one. They're going to slow things down in the neutral zone and chip it in. Trying to get around and chip it further into the zone where the Bucks, but Polk Checks going to clear it out of the zone, and that's got enough on it. And we're going to get a whistle for an icing with 9:28 left to go in the third period. Plenty of time for the Mighty Bucks to tie this one up, try to force an overtime. Polk Checks want to get their first win of the year. Have already had a tie this season. We had a official tie last night in our game between the Mutineers and the Thunder, as the Thunder were able to get revenge for that 9-1 loss they suffered on Sunday. With Isaac Graves and Jason Wayman making big saves, making big goals in the shootout to get the 6-5 unofficial win. As now up the other way are the Bucks. 8:50 left to go. Trying to chip into the corner. Polk Checks come away with it. A light check into the boards there. Craig sends it around. Bucks keep it in. Lewis, a shot rolls in on Faluda. He's got to make the save. It's still loose. A backhand try. Faluda makes another save. Kept in the zone by Boers. Boers at the blue line. He takes a shot. Bounces off a body in front. Doesn't get through to Faluda. Boers keeping it in once again. This forecheck by the Bucks causing havoc. Now Boers tries to fire it towards the front. Wraps around. That one hits Faluda on the side of the mask. He drops the stick. And Craig helping out the goalie gets him his stick back, and hopefully Faluda's okay. You don't want to take one off the side of the mask. That can't feel good. But looks like he's okay. As now Boers gets it to Gordon. Gordon has shot that one off the skate of Fenton out to the far side corner. Backhand pass by Lewis doesn't get through. Another try. Gets it over to Gordon. Gordon lifts it right into the chest of Faluda for another save. So despite taking one in the mask, Nick Faluda still looks tall and strong between those pipes and is looking to seal the deal.
Gavin, you mentioned the Mighty Bucks still having plenty of time to even out the score. And like I always say, anyone that says 30 seconds isn't a long time obviously has never watched hockey.
Or seen a power play to end the game. Was never watched the Winnipeg Jets in the playoffs last year where they scored with almost like 2 seconds left in one of the craziest games I've ever seen in my entire life. And the Mighty Bucks had to pull the goalie earlier this season and send it up the boards, and they do. Graham a touch pass to Lewis. Good vision there as Lewis cuts in. He shoots and he picks the right corner, and he's going to score and tie this one up. So Faluda perfect up to this point. But Lewis said enough. He's tied this one up, and we've got a new game again.
It is not over until it is over, until that last alarm has gone.
So now a fresh game as we are tied basically back to 0-0, and Bucks still looking to win this one in regulation. Now sent into the corner, trying to clear it out. Brown has it on the stick, gets it past Lewis, who's got the goal in this one. But Lewis now comes away with it. Tries to get a pass in. It's towards Faluda. Polk Check redirected it to the corner. Now shot that one blocked. Now trying to get back out to the point for Witt. Challenged there by Craig. Polk Check's with it. They do get to Witt, but now Craig sends it out of the zone. Boar's back for it. Deion Brown was trying to get set to go on the breakaway, and now Lewis is going to take it. Has Walters up with them in the play. Cross ice to Walters. Walters turns, looks for a shot, and he shoots in. That one rings iron. Hit the side of the net. Maybe thought that one hit the post, hit Faluda and was in, but stayed out, and now Witt with it at the blue line. Gives it down to Walters, who tries to pass it across to Lewis, who was sliding down as some ice sent flying there on that clearing attempt. Boers dumps it into the zone. Mighty Bucks had to change. Now Boers not able to skate into that one. But now we'll take it into the zone as Lewis able to touch up, and he'll blow a tire. Fall down there right in front of that left faceoff dot. Now puck down below us at neutral ice, sent in by Witt. Boers had to avoid touching that one as he was offside. So Polk Checks have some time to settle it down. 3 minutes left to go in this one. Kimmel pass to Albaum. Albaum not able to keep it on the stick. Now the Polk Check's going to have to touch up. Now send up the boards. To Kimmel. Now a chance for Witt. Drives in. He shoots. Faluda makes the save as Witt was in tight. Tried to lift that one up, but just in too close. Now Albaum using the shoulder. Drives back behind the net. Boers back on defense. Sent around the boards where Fenton's going to slow it down. Fenton gets it on the backhand, goes forehand, shoots in, the net's open. Scotty making a sprawling save as Albaum was trying to tuck it in, fired in front of the net. And now Bucks try to get it out of the zone, but kept in at the blue line. Pass to the near half wall for Fenton. Fenton gets it to Albaum. Albaum a backhand. Scotty a save, another shot. Scotty a save, puck still loose. Fenton fires into the mask of Scotty, and this goes wide of the net. The Polk Checks are piling it on late in this one with 1:30 left to go.
Wow, so many opportunities right there.
And that was a good job by Scotty as well as the team defense from the Bucks, just making it hard to get those shots perfect. And Scotty standing on his head, making big saves. This is a goaltender battle. The difference in this game has been the goaltenders, as both teams have had great opportunities.
Like I said, beam me up, Scotty. He does not need those beams.
There's now Lay driving in a shot. That one went over the head of Scotty and almost looked like it was a kind of like a soccer ball floated in and maybe was going to curve down, but went over the net. And now Lapham the other way with Lewis and Gordon. Lapham cuts inside. He shoots. Looks like that one hit the stick of Faluda, goes over the net. 50 seconds left to go. Craig battling down low behind the net. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson's going to skate it out, flip it up the ice. Off the boards for Lay. Lay driving in. Shoots, and that one off the shoulder of Scotty, who squared that one up. Fan section there for the Mighty Bucks. Sharing another shot. That one goes back behind the net. Not out of the zone. Bucks trying to get the clear. Kept in by the Polk Checks, and now they're going to backhand it down the ice. Graham's got to win the race, and we're going to get an icing. And once again, the icing rules could be different for the Adult Hockey League. Obviously, you win the race in the NHL in high school and college. There's no icing, but what I understand, if it's sent down the ice, they're going to blow the whistle. And also with icing, you can always get fresh legs out there. Mentioned teams don't have too many lines, but Polk Checks have the perfect amount of players. You got 10 players, and you got 8 for the Mighty Bucks, but the captain, Graham, driving in, final 8 seconds, he shoots and he scores! A late goal for the Bucks, gives them the lead. The bench is fired up, the fans are fired up, the buzzer goes off. We're gonna see if they give them those 4 seconds. I'm not quite sure, but a late goal like that looks like Beluta's gonna skate over to the bench. We'll see if they decide that does it. There would be about 4 seconds on the clock for the Polk Checks. You'd basically have to, they're going to put 5.5 back up on the clock. So you basically have to pull the goalie. We'll see if we get a timeout here. You might as well use it. The Bucks are standing around. Taughton's going to go grab the puck. We're going to get a whistle. So we're going to get one more face-off. And Faluta's going to head back between the pipes. I mean, at this point, you might as well send him to the bench. Yeah, they're going to send him off, get the 6th skater out there. And it's desperation. You need a clean win. You need to move it down the ice. As Boer's just going to send it in the neutral zone. Final 2 seconds. And that will do it. So a late goal. The Bucks are going to win it. Alex Graham, the captain, puts it in the back of the net and gives the Mighty Bucks their 2nd win of the season in dramatic fashion. What a game to start off our 2-game Tuesday night, as the Mighty Bucks take this one with the late game heroics from the captain, as well as Lewis getting a late goal in the 3rd period. They get 2 unanswered. They take this one 2-1. We'll take a short break. We'll be back for our 2nd game of the night, as the Slugs going to take on the Trash Pandas when we come back here on the Southern Hockey Network.